Sierra Leone closed its borders to all incoming visitors. At first, this seemed like some kind of poetic justice. Last time there was a highly infectious sickness. It was Ebola, and it was the rest of the world shutting out Sierra Leone. And on the 25th, a state of emergency was declared.
By this proclamation, declare that a state of public emergency exists in the whole of the Republic of Sierra Leone with effect from today, the 24th day of March 2020, for a period of 12 months.
Those returning home were put in chaotic quarantine. Jibrila Kamara was one of them.
My experience was very traumatic, coming back from UK to Freetown, going back on another long journey to Port Loko on the quarantine. We all abide to the rules and regulations going to the quarantine because of the safety of our family and the nation.
Fellow citizens, we are reminded every day that the coronavirus disease is highly infectious and rare. We continue to urge citizens to practice all hygiene protocols as prescribed by our healthcare professionals.
What I would say, take necessary precaution. You don't want to see whether it is true or not. You don't want to be infected. And you wait to see whether this thing it's real or not. When they say we have an outbreak of this, just respect the precautionary measures.
The first case of coronavirus was declared on 31st March by the President on the 5th April, and the first 3-day lockdown was announced. But nothing was put in place to feed people who live day by day and are too poor to save anything. A few NGOs tried to feed those in need, but most went without food.
See for itself being in mourner because my man just died. Say these 3 days are so safe. Nothing to nothing and not getting a house.
For the lockdown, no serious. Pass and bigger to my family, I get outside it. We survived me picking them.
This community, inhabitants of, let me say, up to 16,000 people in this community. But not all of us fortunate to get the supply.
The government has supplied me nothing. Nothing, oh, my brother.
This lockdown is unexpected something. Because we just come up and 3 days, then you know, 2 days we come back for emergency. So now, waiting at the thing now with the money, we say, oh, we don't close there.
We not get nothing back. You want the small thing they go to now. What would they come with? We say that money now in the day now we hand. How they eat? They not give we nothing.
I buy gari, I put on a house. Nobody know they can supply we. Government know they supply we.
Well, me they sell beef, so the beef for me they sell. That's through me they survive. So make I will able to prepare for me and the family.
I believe Ghana Africa the same. These 3 days lockdown, it be 2 months a week because why make? So like we did get woman we na business woman, we na single parents. It be really money we go we bang bang.
Soon after, district borders were closed.
And once we had the index case on the 31st of March 2020, we decided to strengthen all of these structures and cascade them to the regions because we knew it would definitely go down to the regions.
Eventually, this lockdown, we don't do district or district. People they can't again for come by. So now all of the trade affects me right now. So business they go through. People they movements of people they don't stop. So how we do for sale right now?
And a 9 p.m. curfew was announced. 70% of population live in poverty or less than $1.25 a day, and the markets were closed. Hustlers couldn't hustle. Sex workers couldn't work. Petty traders lost half their income.
The corona pandemic in the country is affecting us so bad, and the hours of doing business has been minimized to short hours.
Who they poor one day they suffer? Who no gets then go lock it down? How they survive? How they survive? If na gari plant it, how they go buy? How go get that 3 days lockdown then can lock we? Who no get who say they pull that gari?
Minister of Health and Sanitation. At the start of this year, WHO announced that we do have a pandemic. The coronavirus that started in China has spread to several other regions. You know, Sierra Leone was exposed to Ebola just 3-4 years back. And therefore we took this very seriously.
It was difficult for most people to go to the hospital because they were scared that the doctor might tell them they have COVID-19. Most of them prefer to stay home and take care of themselves.
Even because safe right now, another man can go safe in hospital for go take immaculate because are afraid. Because when they say this sick here, they make
some people then now so they talk. They say because of where they go, so they think about other different things. Just like animal talk about Ebola issue. We post the sick as they call 17, so we go, you know, they can't again. So now make now some people they now they prepare doctor there now host.
If I sick, like you know, easy like hospital. Because waiting you, I used to continue medicine. If I see say na malaria gets, I can find me 2-3 continue medicine. Abuela, me on belly, I know me management to take. I don't say if I take a 1 or 3 times for day, or inside 3 days I take the one inside the well. I drink them. I wash it, I sweat it, I don't cook it.
But if you report early enough, and some measures are taken to ensure that your symptoms, whatever it is that you're feeling, are cared for when once you've tested positive, then you can be helped. But if you wait until you get to the point where you are now almost helpless, by the time the swab is taken, and a positive result comes, sometimes, for most of them, the result usually comes now even after they're dead already.
People to know, we've only had less than 1,000 people affected by this disease. Of that, we have treated 54% of those. Yes, we should go through all the tenets of hand washing, of social distancing, or using the face mask, but we should not be afraid of accessing a health facility, because that is where you have your best chance of getting yourself well.
There is a belief amongst the youth in Sierra Leone that if you drink bitter cola, marijuana and other drugs, you will be free from COVID and you will be always protected from the effects of COVID symptoms.
Yeah, like bitter cola, so they get corona being because you need to of Ebola, who fetch Ebola with bitter cola. Like me had the chat bitter cola, bitter cola, they get corona being many encourage yourself. You get all the mineral protection away from corona no cancer system.
This bitter cola who they take us to, we take for misbehave, or go for other man, but again in your own way they play parts of this COVID-19.
We were at the talk about the coronavirus and saying that we cycle the day and the bitter cola also and our business with the warming body system. We all the time we system they wake up strong because with the second and with the sweat and with the pool is more sickness. So me think say this bitter cola more protected me from the coronavirus.
I think we are clear on one thing, that there is no cure for corona. There is no anti-corona medication. There is a lot going on around the world that people think, okay, if I take this, I'll be cured. If I take this, I won't get it. If I take this. But what we know officially is that there is no cure.
They've not been proven. And as at now, I don't think we have any treatment for COVID. Trials are going on here and there, but then that should be with the scientists, the experts.
We hope in the next month or two, this will be a disease Sierra Leone can manage, a disease we can live with. If you have diabetes, we do not close schools. We can go ahead. So we cannot continue to close schools. We have to get to a point that we think that Sierra Leone can manage the disease to a level that we start to open all these facilities again.